Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome, queens, goddesses, divas, ladies, and gentlemen, to your Purple Passion News Break. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome to the news break. You are rocking with Purple Passion Boutique for the year 2026, okay? This is our first new news break for 2026. So I want to welcome everybody in, okay? So if you are rocking with us and you were inside of this live show, you know how we start things off. Go ahead and let me know where you're from. You know, drop it in the chat. Let me know where you're from, okay? Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. And also, special welcome to you all for being here with us, okay? Special welcome. So I'm glad all of you are here with us. Again, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome to Purple Passions. Welcome to our Purple Passions News Break. Something that we started regularly last year in 2025, which is brand new. And we're continuing on into 2026. So Happy New Year. I hope everyone has had a super fantastic 2026 so far. A super fantastic start. Welcome to the Purple Passion News Break live show right here on Purple Passion Boutique. All right.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome,
Miss
welcome.
Knight. Miss Knight. Good day. Good day to you too, ma'am. Welcome, welcome, welcome from Alabama. ALA, huh? Okay. I can dig it. You're not a Roll Tide fan, are you? You're not a Roll Tide fan. I stayed next door to one in Kentucky. We both had Cadillacs, and he had Roll Tide on the back of his. So, you know, but good times though. He loved that Alabama. So,
I'm tagging
welcome, welcome, welcome. If you don't mind, please share this on your page and tag at least 10 people. Okay, let's get sellers, shoppers. Let's get everybody in here for the first news break on Purple Passion Boutique of 2026. Okay, we need everybody in here today to start this year off so we can talk about a few things. Let's get our year started in a good direction, you know, for 2026, okay? The admin next for Miss Latoya Coleman. Thank you for sharing. She said, nope, not a Roll Tide fan. Good. We all right then. Thank you, Miss Coleman, for being up in here. Great live show, by the way. I appreciate those words you dropped at the end. 100. 110%. You know me. 110.
Please, if everybody can, welcome, ladies. If everybody can, please tag sellers into this live.
Tag sellers.
Any of your favorite sellers or sellers that
favorite
you have?
sellers, any sellers you know, tag yourself. Bring your sellers in this live.
Yes.
Miss Peoples. Good afternoon. Shouting out from Pittsburgh, PA. Happy New Year. Okay. Might have a Steelers fan in the building, huh? That reminds me of what old Master Sergeant Reed is there in Kentucky, huh? He's from PA, and you couldn't tell him nothing about those Steelers, but good. Okay. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Okay. Good. Well, welcome to be here, Miss Peoples. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, if you here in this live show, let me know yet. I see you, Miss Evans. I see you up in here. If you're on the outside watching, I see you too. I told you guys I got a Purple Passion Police and a Purple Passion Mafia, okay? We seeing everything. I'm very well informed, okay? I don't need nobody to let me know nothing. I'm very well informed, okay? So if you up in here, please, please, please share, tag 10 people. Let's get these sellers in here. Sellers be trying to hide. They want to do comments, but they don't want to show up for news breaks. While my sellers don't know what's going on. Miss Nelson, thank you for being here. Wait, let me know where you guys are coming in from. I'm going to show you guys something. You got that Steelers all the way. Okay. I'm feeling you. You guys know I'm a Bucks fan, right? Not because of Tom. I'm talking about from Dungy a long time ago, okay? So I'm going to show you guys something, okay? And how you doing, Miss Shaquille? Yes, honey. Thanks for being here. Miss Evans, yes. Watching from CT, Connecticut, huh? And snacking. Yes. Get them snacks in. That's what I'm talking about. Get them snacks in. Yes. Miss Shaquille from Cali, huh? Okay. Yes, honey.
So right before before the news break, I got very emotional and it hit me again.
Well, hold on. She's not gonna say that. My wife just finished crying. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna show you guys something. So my wife just finished crying. So right before we walked up in here to do this news break, we were thinking about something Miss Coleman said. Miss Coleman, I know Miss Coleman, you want to join the video, right? So if you want to do it, we'll do that in a little bit, okay? So, you know, Miss Coleman said something that we spend too much time tearing down each other instead of loving each other, spreading the love, right? How you doing, Miss House of Blaze, right? Miss Nelson, Louisiana, okay. The Lou, okay. And our house too, here we go. So if anybody knows, we had an emotional setback walking into our new year, right? So I came downstairs from getting dressed. My wife was downstairs, and I found, and she showed me this, and she was already crying. So somebody sent this, right? So I just lost my dog, right before New Year's, and this came in the mail, and I don't know who sent this. I do not know who sent this, all right? So I'm trying to put it as big as y'all know I'm not that tall, right? You know, I'm like 5'6", so I'm trying to show you guys this, but this is what they sent, okay? It's got pictures of my dog on there, and it's got, what does it say, babe?
I can't get up now. The dog is on my lap. Time spent with dogs is never wasted. And then it says, hold on, this part right here. It says, home is where my dog is. Yeah, so this is Popeye.
So this is Popeye right here. This was my big guy right here.
Yeah.
This is my big guy, my protector.
And I don't know who sent me that.
I don't know who sent this.
I don't know who did that.
But somebody sent this to us, and I'm showing you guys. It had nobody put a name on it or anything. It just showed up today, right? So I want to say
thank you so much.
I want to say thank you very much, okay? So this is him.
Okay.
And I'll show you the other side.
That's a very nice blanket, and I couldn't hold my tears. I was trying to hold up, but I couldn't.
I don't know who sent this, but I've only had a few people that really, do different things for, my family and my wife. A lot of people don't know. Before we start, I told people that one of the reasons why I hold together is because I don't have any family close. My wife doesn't have any family. I'm my only family. Last living relative on her side died. My wife lost her parents at a very young age. She was raised by her grandmother. She lost her mother at a very young age. She had to go live with her uncle. So, when I picked up my wife, one of the things I told my wife that she would always have family, even if it was me, we'll always hold together. So, a lot of people don't know that something like that. A lot of people don't do a lot of stuff for us. So me and my wife are all the way up here in Milwaukee. We do everything by ourselves, but we do everything together. All right. We don't have a lot of the family support. We do everything ourselves, but we hold tight. So when I built Purple Passions Boutique and I deal with my team, one of the things they got to understand that we hold tight no matter what the situation is, no matter what's said, no matter who says what, who does what, we will hold together and we will be strong in that capacity. Okay. So I want to say that right there, whoever did that, you've got, in my eyes, in my opinion right now, you've got some of the best character that needs to be spread around people in your community, in life, and in the world, okay? Because that right there means the world to me. It meant the world to my wife, because right now I'm watching my family hurt. So as a man, my job is to dry the tears and to protect and to keep everything secure, even my family's emotional state. So right now, it's a lot to make sure that my family is intact, okay? But I do what I have to do every day. I'm up before everybody. I go to bed behind everybody. I make sure everything's intact. It's just part of being a man, okay? So, if anybody wants a man class, I give you a lot of them, And I didn't even have my father, but I learned a lot from a lot of great people and great women too. But that right there is, I appreciate it 1,000%.
Yeah, and I want to say thank you because I didn't even know what it was. I just saw it was pink. I opened it up and here came the tears again. You know, it's I think it takes time to overcome a situation like this, and you know, eventually it will happen. But yeah, thank you so much for. I want to say thank you whoever did that. I want to say thank you so much. This is the most beautiful thing that could have happened. You know, I wasn't even thinking about nothing like this, so that surprised me so much, and I want to say thank you. But let's focus on the news break today, okay?
Yeah, yeah. I don't want you guys hearing my
dragged
wife
away.
in the background crying, but thank you so much.
Yes.
And I would just want to say I appreciate that again. You know, everything you do. I also want to say shout out to Miss Annette Smith. Miss Annette Smith, I didn't get a chance to see you that Miss directly, but I tell you publicly on here that Christmas card you sent meant the world to me too.
Yes, thank you so much.
That was very important. You didn't have to do anything for us because us looking out for you is what we're supposed to do. But I'm glad that my mother, us, we could be a family and a community for you. And you just sending that card, man, it had me ecstatic. It had me in my heart. You know, I shed a few tears when I saw that because I know that it's people that are still out there that still care and still appreciate, okay? No matter what the circumstances are. And I always say, no matter how bad your situation in life is, it's somebody to take your situation and live like a king, okay? And that simply means that no situation is harder than the next. It's somebody that'll easily take your situation when you think the whole world is over and they'll walk through it like a king, okay?
Right.
So even in your bad days and in your tough days, you be thankful, okay? So may whoever sent that be blessed. Miss Smith, may you be blessed. And I appreciate you guys 1,000%. Now, welcome to 2026. Happy New Year to everybody, okay? You guys know that Purple Passion Boutique is doing something different and unique for this month. Excuse me, it's my wife's birthday this month. And I think she's going to turn 21. And my mother's turning 20 this year too, because every year they have a birthday, it goes backwards, right? So my mom are running a race right now. My mom's going to be 20. Miss Mary King Files, who does the prayer room, and my wife is going to be 21 this year, okay? Me, I'm climbing the other direction, right? So I'm so old I can't even remember my own birthday, right? So they have to remind me how old I am, so I can't even remember anymore, right? So that's good. That means I'm living every day. But I love all of you too. We for our marathons this whole month, right? Including speed pops. Including speed pops, right? Did I jump too fast? What did I skip something?
Yeah, so
see, I skipped something already.
We want to give you guys an update. So the prices in January, and I'm gonna just start with this because we're gonna go in some real deep points in this news break, okay? So it's gonna have some real deep points. So I want you to be tuned. So that's why we're starting this time the other way. So all lives in January 2026 is gonna be $2.26.
I'm gonna tell you, Miss Evans.
If you want to book a bundle deal, so we have 11 live sales for $20.26. Okay, in January. We also have the booster sale popping with $10, and we also have the midnights for $9.99. But you get 3 hours on the midnights. So what do we add to this to make January very special is
that
marathons?
All marathons, including speed pops, are free, okay? So it may be some requirements like we had last time, or it may not. But just understand that it will not cost you anything out of your pocket, okay, if you want to participate in marathons or any speed pops, okay? So I believe you're going to be contacting our admin expert for that on the calendar, or my wife, either or. At the end, it's going to be our admin expert that's going to be facilitating that whole process with that calendar. Thank you, Miss Colvin, for doing a beautiful job with that. Okay, I appreciate that 1,000%. Okay, so she's doing a lot over there. Again, and with that said, always remember that she's going to get back to you at her best convenience. Give her 24 hours for a response, so that way she can take care of stuff. She does have a family. She does have a regular life, and she has a lot of stuff she's doing on the side. She's a proud mother of 10. And she's taking care of those babies, okay? So, you know, I always say family first, you know, everything else second. So she's doing a great job for us. So give her some time to respond. I promise you she will, and she's going to give you the best advice. And if you give her a question and answer and she don't have that answer, she's going to go find that answer for you, okay? So, thank you, Miss Evans, for bringing in your best friend. She's sweet as pie and everybody pretty things like me. Okay, great. Bring her in and let her check us out. Miss Gordon, hello, everyone.
Hey, Miss Danielle. Do you have to set up all the dates if you do the 11? Yes. So you will, if you want to do the 11 live deal, you will have to contact Latoya, the admin expert, and you will get a link. And this is only for January, so you cannot expand this for February, March, April. So you have to take all 11 lives in January, right? And Latoya will send you then the link after payment received, and you will then be able to book your 11 lives.
Yeah, so we have a payment app on there. So when you go through, you're going to pay. It's either going to be Stripe. They have Klarna too, where you can make payments, so you're going to be able to pay through that. And then the link will be sent outside of that. And that'll go through our admin expert once payment is received and that is confirmed. Then you'll receive that link, okay?
We do have a cancellation fee because our lives are so cheap and and a lot of things are free. So even if you on the free speed pops, on the free marathons, if you cancel it, you will have to pay a cancellation fee of $5.
Right. So our cancellation fee is $5, okay? So now our regular lives, right, which are only an hour. We're not an hour and a half this month, okay? I don't know what we're going to do for February yet, but for the month of January 2026, we are only doing 1 hour live shows, and that's going to be $2.26 per live.
Right.
Okay. Booster is $10. Okay. The midnight from 12 to 3 a.m. is going to be $9.99. Okay. If you want 11 lives, it's going to be $20.26. Okay. When you book those, please go ahead and book those because it's filling up fast. Okay. You will receive the link for that after payment, okay? Get on there, say you want to book it, book the package, you receive the link, pick your dates, okay? Dates are filling up fast, okay? And everybody wants some of the same slots, same time slots. That's why we recommend that you go ahead and book all 11 of those, And if you got a shift, we'll go from there, okay? Cancellation fee is $5. Also, when we're talking about cancellations, I will go ahead and speak on.
Thank you, Miss Tanya, for mentioning that with Mr. Donnie Reed.
Did I miss that? Oh,
yeah.
There we go.
That is fine. We welcoming everyone. Nobody has to be shy. We helping out each other. That's nice. Anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah. So let me get this in here real quick. It's not. Okay, so Mr. Danny Reed Jr. is a U.S. Army veteran, a seller of great items. He's gun shy, but planning on coming into the sister and brotherhood. Roger that. Roger that. Nice. Bring him on in. I'll explain Purple Pay a little bit later, Miss Smith, and I'm going to touch on the flyer factor too a little bit later. What I do want to say with the cancellation is that no shows, okay? If you are a no-show and you get 2 no-shows, okay? You will not be able to go live no matter what you got booked until you contact me and we talk about what created those no-shows, okay? You guys know on Purple Patches, we got a 3-strike policy, okay? And that is determined on what those situations look like going forward. I'm always the one to address the person in the face. I'm going to talk. It's not going to be an argument. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with you. And maybe there's something that we can both do or we can do to facilitate you getting there on time, being at your live show or whatever it is. But before I push the button on somebody, I like to know what's going on so I can be fair and impartial when recommending both rewards and punishment. That's part of my NCO creed, right? From the military. So I want to let everybody know if you have 2 no-shows before you go live again, there will be a discussion before you make that next live show, okay? So I want you guys to understand that everything's about being fair and impartial, okay? No sides, walking that middle line, doing it the right way.
All right. I will also discuss later on the flyer situation, but we are facing a critical situation that happened this week.
Right.
And before my husband go deeper into that, I want to. Well, I'm not gonna talk behind nobody's back. That's what we're not doing on Private Passions Boutique. If I have to say something, and if it is negative or positive. And since this person was outed already by name from other seller, shared out from other seller on their pages multiple times, and nothing but a lot of bad stuff was said, right? So I was tagged in those comments. I was tagged in these situations. So I'm going to make a statement right here about this, and my husband too. So this is concerning Tina Freeman. She was a seller on Purple Passions Boutique, but she was also a shopper, right? So Tina Freeman, she showed jewelry, she showed clothes, and the only thing I can say from my experience with her was she always paid her invoice, okay? So I never can say that when I send her invoice that she didn't pay her invoice. She always paid her invoice. Usually when I reached out about a seller, right? And I always want to say this. Tina Freeman was not or is not a person that when you say you need to pay your invoice now, she'd be like, okay, give me 2 or 3 days and I get it together and she will pay, right? That experience I made with her. So we, as Purple Passions Boutique on my end, and I'm talking about only on my end, we are not pressing nobody that you have to pay your invoice in the next 9 hours or you're going to be blocked or whatever. I'm not doing this. If you're communicating with me and if you let me know, then you're going to get this space, okay? You're going to get this space to put your money together and basically pay your invoice. So what I can say on this situation was when she told me, hey, give me till Tuesday or whatever, then it was fine with me, you know. No communication is never good. So if somebody is not communicating, and I cannot speak of others, okay? I only can speak of my experience with her. Usually when seller was reaching out to me and said, hey, Tina Freeman is not paying her invoice and she shopped with me yesterday, I always reached out to Tina and I said, hey, Tina, pay your invoice. That person, you know, wants the money. And I would say 99.9% it was working, okay? So she went and paid her invoice. Now, if you ask me, is that the right way to do it? That I have to reach out and tell her to pay the invoice? No, it's not, because everybody is responsible on their own as a grown person, that you know when you shop with someone that you need to pay your invoice, correct? So this is what I'm saying. Because when I shop with someone and I get the invoice, I make sure I pay my invoice, like the first thing. I always say the first thing smoking, right? So with that said, I didn't comment on those posts that were said and all this negativity and all, you know, whatever was going on, because I'm just not that person to put more fire or more oil into the fire. I'm not going to do this. But what I'm going to do is I'm not only going to say that she's the greatest person on the planet. I'm not going to say that either, because it's not my job. I only tell you about my experience. When she had an invoice, she paid it. Now, the last situation was with Miss Adeline, when she basically put Miss Tina out like this. That was when she told me, how are we dealing with ghosters and what are we going to do? So this is when I reached out to Tina and told her to pay the invoice, and I never heard anything back from Miss Tina. So we ended up, because of that is a bad shadow on Purple Passion Boutique through this situation. So I ended up blocking her. But I also reached out to her, and my husband even wrote her a message to let her know what's going on. And he's going to take it from here.
So everybody knows, because I've said this since we've had the news breaks, I've put it on the platform, right, that there's a way that we conduct business at Purple Passions Boutique. For one, I told you we're not talking. So my admin team, Purple Passions Boutique, my wife, my admin expert, we don't participate in posts like that, because we're professionals, for one. Two, I always feel like that instead of people always turning around and expressing their discomfort, you know, so we need to be praying more for people. We need to be doing more right things. We need to be taking this lesson and trying to figure out, why did this happen to me? What is the lesson? What can I do to protect myself? What can I do to better myself? But instead, we take that motivation, that false motivation, that mad motivation, and we take it and we say, okay, I'm going to put it out like this because this is the way that we vent, and I want to make myself feel better. And the more people that we put on the team, the more of that negative energy we create. And there's nothing wrong with putting out your feelings and comments, but I call Facebook Spacebook, okay? That's all it is. It's Spacebook. Like MySpace, how it was, is Spacebook, okay? That's what I call it, because this is where everybody comes and puts everything out there, and then your privacy, your business, and everything's out there. And everybody still has a family and wife and kids. And me, I don't deal with people that don't talk, because I'm from a military family. I did my time in the military. My uncles had to serve as being black males. They're that old where they had to serve because that's what the government made them do, being black males from a long time ago. Okay. So we have just a way of doing things and a way of conducting business. And we're not running around doing a whole bunch of talking. Okay. So I know everybody was tagging my wife, but the first point on that is that I'm in charge of escalation services. Okay. So when you have something that needs to be escalated, I'm the one that should be contacted. Nobody hit my box though. Nobody hit my box for any reason or anything what was going on. So people also pick and choose who they want to involve in stuff, but they don't want to go through the right channels and the right source to do things too. So I correct that right now. When you have escalation of services, you should be hitting my box. If you got any grievances or anything, let Mr. Clark know, and Mr. Clark is going to do what's appropriate. If we're made aware that a seller hasn't paid, okay, or you're having trouble paying, that notification should come after the fact that it's been outside of that window. You've tried 2 to 3 times to reach this seller, and then you provide me with the invoice and the documentation and say, I tried to reach the seller on this date, that date, and this date, right? And that should be after a 48-hour period, okay? Mm-hmm. After a 48-hour period, not within the first 18 hours that you haven't heard from this person, even if it is due upon receipt. That is called courtesy, okay? So by the time you get to me, I'm your last means and resource to try to mitigate this situation at the lowest form. You give me the information. I say, I'm going to get back to you and try to see what I can do, okay? I may be able to get that person to pay. I may not. But I'm definitely going to do my job for you and try to make it happen, because at the end of the day, our job is to get you paid, okay? That's why you do this, okay? So at that moment, I'm going to take it. I'm going to reach out. Whatever comes out of that, I'm going to get back with you. I'm going to communicate with you and say, this is what I got. Okay? Now, if any of you have dealt with Mr. Clark, it's our responsibility to set our individual rules of repayment times. It's appreciated that you all have set standards, ultimately the ones on us individuals.
To have policies in place and making sure they are in line with Purple Passion Boutique.
Thank you, Miss Alicia. I'm gonna touch on that too, how other people's businesses can run too. You're right. Hold that thought, because I know you're gonna have more to add to that. So when you give it to me, I'm gonna try to contact this person. If I can't get anything or whatever I can do, I'm gonna let you know. Okay, and then we're going to make a decision together. Should we block this person? What should we do? Now, I always tell people, my policy is that, how the military has us write down these infractions or these incidents, right? And I say that better business practices or pro tips will tell you that you document those 3 infractions, okay? And then after that 3rd infraction, it doesn't matter whether it's non-paying, no-show, being late, staying over too long on your live shows, and you say, hey, because you've done this, this is what I'm going to do as Purple Passions Boutique, okay? And then I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to suspend you for a week so you can't go live for a week. Or I'm going to say, you know what? It's not good for you to be on this platform. And with all that said, that's the decision that I make. And I'm standing on that policy, because my policy says you got 3 strikes, 3 infractions. I'm going to document. That's what Purple Passions does. But this is Purple Passions. I'm telling you what needs to happen before you bring it to me. Now, if you have that payment thing, and I talk about Miss Alicia now, Miss Alicia has if you go to her lives, and I tell all sales, brief them and let them know, what's going on, what she does. And I tell shoppers, you need to pay attention to that briefing and ask those questions. Now, she says you have to pay by this date, this time, right? If you don't pay within that time, she's telling you you're not going to get your order. I got this going. She's letting you know, okay? So that's facilitating her business, okay? So when you step inside the shadow of her business, that are the first rules and aspects that you need to follow as shopper to that seller. Okay, when that seller brings her situation to me, that's between her business and my business. That seller with the platform that she was on, because that's my job now to coincide with what she's got going on. She's adhered to my standard to bring it to me. And I say, okay, let me take it from here and see what I can do. And then collectively, when I bring her back the information, she knows her situation. I know her situation. This is what I got from my situation. She's able to say she wants to do write down 3 times and give you 3 shots. She doesn't have to, because I'm just telling you what we do over here and what pro tips are. Okay, she can admit at that moment, I want to block, and I'm going to block. You know what I always say, the one thing I always want to see from people is to reach a record out to the person and say, I am blocking you because, okay, I am blocking you because of this. Okay, because that's what I do. Even with the Tina Freeman situation, I still reached out. You know, I didn't say, okay, everybody said this, you know, because if I went on, and I told my wife, if I went on all the stuff that I've heard about every seller, you know, and I've heard a lot, I wouldn't even have my platform open if I went on that. But I always tell my wife, training, teaching, reaching out, trying to show a better way to be more positive and show people can learn and they can change, okay? But when that door is closed, you're not able to change. So this situation, we were made aware. We stepped inside of our policy, and then we said, okay, let's see if we can get this woman paid. We couldn't get her paid. She opted to go to the version that she was to out her, to put the information out there, to get co-signers everywhere. This was what happened. And that's fine. That's the route that she chose. We chose to go our route based on our policy, and that's what we stand on. It's called standing on business. We stand on our policy. That's why we have policies there. Policy is there for infractions or different things to protect and to help you, okay? So everybody, hold on. Everybody doesn't have to do the 3 strikes. I'm just telling you what our policy is, why we're doing that, and why we stand on that, because this is how we're rolling as Purple Patch Boutique. You run your business how you want to run your business. I'm not here to tell you how to do that. If you want to block. If you want to do a post, fine. My team would not participate in that. My team will not go that route, because, like I said, there is just a standard, and it's just the way that we are. And that stimulates from my military background of how we're going to conduct our business as Purple Patches Boutique. But if any of you have seen me step inside of those situations when you haven't gotten paid, if any of you guys have seen that, then you will see, everybody chime in, you know, this, because this is like comments too. Everybody put in what you got to say.
Hey,
If any of you see me mitigate situations, I've been in there in customer service where I've had one chat open, I had the next person chat open, and I'm chatting in between. Okay, she said this. Can you do this? And this person says this. I go right back to the other chat, and I'm typing this in, and then I'm back and forth, and then in the end, everybody got paid. I was like, hey, this is conference, you get paid? Yes, okay, she got paid. Okay, what's the ship date? Boom, this is the ship date. Okay, this is tracking number. I've done all that within a 30-minute setting because I'm working for you. So you got to give time for things to process. You know, I have, and still this is based on communication. You know what I'm saying? Everything's about communication too. I had a person the other day said, hey, I can't pay you till next week. I know a claim of mine. Is that okay? I said, sure, that's fine. Thank you for letting me know. I'm going to date your invoice for this, and that's fine. Miss Alicia said, but true, sellers are often the worst at paying other sellers. Yep, 2026, I'm ushering in the attitude of grace and reciprocity. Grace is given, but grace must be reciprocated. Amen. Amen. Amen.
And I want to add something also. I do understand sellers that say, I want to be paid right away after the live. Because, and I'm gonna explain this also. We have only a limited space available of our showing room, right? Some people have only a showing corner. They don't even have a room, okay? Some people, they selling out of, like Miss Latoya told me. She said, hey, you know, some people, they're selling out of a corner in the living room. Some people are in the basement. Some people are in the attic. Some people, you know, are in the closet. So we don't know how much space you have, right? I have a room. I have a small room that I'm selling out in my own house. But now comes the but. If everybody say, hey, I need a week to pay, or I need 5 days, I need 4 days, you guys have to understand that we need to take your item down, put it in a bin, put it in a box. And when everybody does this, I have like 10 boxes sometimes staying from my seller's room.
Preach it, sister.
Yeah.
Preach it, sister. Let them know.
In my seller's room on top of cabinets, right? Some even in my living room. I have and now with the pillows too. I have pillows stacked up in my living room for shoppers that say, "Hey, I'm able to pay you next week Friday, but you claimed the pillow already, so I need to put the pillow somewhere." These pillows are not small; they are like big pillows, right? So we have limited space available. We are not a warehouse. We don't have a store.
We're not Sam's Club.
We're not Sam's Club. We're not Walmart. We don't have all this this big. And now imagine some of us, we go in live. I have sellers. They go in on Purple Passion's boutique almost every day, right? So if you every day shop with someone and have a delayed payment method, right? And you say I pay in 2 days, in 3 days, in 5 days, next week, and maybe some people even, they say, I can pay you in 3 weeks, happened to me too. So, but you need to understand, all this is space, and then...
Miss Alicia just hit it too. I was going to say that, Miss Alicia, but she hit it too. Good, and then there lots.
Yeah, and then so all this space, well, we have to utilize to store your items, right? So you have to understand this too, and I understand this, that the sellers be saying, hey, pay me right away, because I'm not with this. I don't want to have everywhere boxes in my house, That's the main reason, I think, of that too. It's not always the money that you think, oh, she want to get paid and want the money. The reason of this is mainly that we don't want to have boxes staying around in our house.
And let me touch bases on Miss Tanya, and let me touch bases on Miss Shaquille, okay? So, right, communication is the key. She says, know your customers and set relationships. I have varying customers with varying financial situations. I work with them on their level. And that's what I wanted to caveat on, too, because I wanted to say, and Toya, I heard what you said. Miss Coleman said that one said they was dying, so they couldn't pay her. So when they, in the middle of them dying, they had to send her a message and let her know that they couldn't pay her. And then the other one said that their account got hacked and she needed to wait. Okay. So,
wait a minute. I had a seller that had a mafia shootout in front of her house. Okay.
Yeah.
And she was living in the country.
Yeah. So we've heard of shootouts happening and they couldn't make payment because of shootouts.
And she called me during the shootout.
So during the shootout, they're
not the police. She called me.
We didn't hear any bullets in the background, nothing, right? So what I'm saying is, right, I have more problems out of sellers than I do shoppers, right? So Miss Tanya's right, because most of my clients, right, and when we started off our business, we had a lot of people said, I'm shopping once a month, and we held things, that's how we started off, right? A lot of the people that I have that relationship with that are paying me later when they get paid, those are the people that I know about. There are a lot of those are my day oneers. They've been with me before I've even started my platform and our platform, right? So, I understand that. So I have a rapport with them, but you have to know your customers, and that's one of the biggest things. It's that communication and knowing. And Ms. Shaquille is right. If your policy is to cancel it within 24, then boom, okay, cancel it,
Drink more. You good?
I'm fine. So, you can cancel within 24 hours. That is your right. That is how you run your business. Okay. Most of the situations, if anybody's dealt with me, I know I got some sellers in this right now. If you dealt with Mr. Clark and you stepped outside that 24-hour window, you can put your hand on the Bible right now and say that Mr. Clark got you paid, even outside of that window. And yeah, you may have went on your policy and went behind it, but guess what? That $30 or $40 that you got was worth more than that, right? So what I'm saying is that it's a give or take thing. It's about knowing your people. I don't ask anybody to break your policy because everybody knows their home, their time, their schedule, their family, and what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. Stay with that, okay? What I'm saying is that we need to communicate and shopping responsibly, all right? Shopping responsibly means that if you don't have the funds, if you haven't reached out before, I've had people to reach out to me and say, hey, I'm not getting paid tonight. Can I still shop your live? Yes, that is courteous. That's what you should be doing. It's called shopping responsibly. If this is your favorite seller and you like the items that they bring, reach out to that seller and build a relationship with that seller. Build a relationship with that client, but hold your word.
Yeah.
Hold your word. Stop being people that say you're going to do this and then you don't. And then when you don't, to get the hush mouth, you have nothing to say to that person. And they're running around spending their time sending you messages. And then the aggravation is there. And then you get aggravated and they're asking you for something that you already said you're going to give them. And now you're jumping on them like they're the bad person. It's absolutely wrong. Let's be courteous and let's communicate what that situation is. And if you can do it, do it. If you can't, you can't. You know? Right. Sometimes we use proceeds to buy inventory. There you go. You know, and see, Miss Shaquille, there's a lot of different things that come in with that, with the inventory, you know, putting it back on the rack. You know, it's expectancy. So
you want to bring Toya now?
That's why I always say, you know, do it the way that you feel like you need to do it based on your business. Just know that when you bring it to me, we are going to try to get you paid. Okay. We are going to do our best to make sure that fine line is that you want to get your invoice taken care of. And we're going to try to pursue that at all costs. And if we can, great. If we can't, then, hey, we do what we got to do after that. Okay. But know that you're supported in that faction. Understand that is going to be, we're going to stand on that policy. Also, if you have any grievances, you guys know I have an open door policy. Contact me and we will discuss whatever it is that you don't like or what this person did or didn't say. Okay. Let's not talk around the bush. Let's talk direct. Okay. Sellers, if you got a problem with clients, let's talk to those clients and say, hey, by my policy is this, and you're in violation or whatever, and let them know, okay? So you can pay your viewers on time, and you have to wait a week or two and ask about your merchandise, have it shipped, their reply, and you give your tracking number either. Hold your words and talking to the collection. Dirty's not making it any better. Okay, so
yeah, this happened to me too, Miss Cassandra. I ordered two, and I had to wait 3 weeks.
It amazes me that a lot of people, you know, they jump on bandwagons, but they're part of the problem. They're part of the people not sending stuff for 3 weeks, and they got so much to say. That really cracks me up because, you know, if you should be the standard before you complain about a standard, okay? And understand from Ms. Shaquille's point, I want everybody to understand that when a seller is replenishing inventory, they don't have time to wait on invoices, okay? But I want you to add, before you shop at a seller, ask what their shipping payment and what their windows are. That's part of shopping responsibly. Shop responsibly, okay? Be fair to the seller. The seller will be fair to you, okay? Mm-hmm. Let's not talk nasty. Let's not get attitudes. You know, let's put it together, you know, because that's part of teamwork too, okay? I don't expect for you sellers to put on your Gail Devers, you know, sprinting shoes, you know, and go chase it down, a Jackie Jonah Kersey's on and be chasing them. I don't expect for you to do that. I do expect for you to give a good effort towards what you're trying to get to. And if you can't get there, I'm going to help you get there. And if not, then we make a decision together. And that's what you call teamwork, community, and building together, okay? Nobody should have to wait more than 2 weeks for their merchandise. We need to be taking care of our shipment, asking that question too, okay? We should be asking those questions too. Don't be afraid to pack that shipping numbers. I've had some of my day ones asking me about tracking numbers, and I said, you know, you've always gotten a package from me. So, now let me see what else we got in there. Hold your word, okay? And then we say the who, yeah. You pay your invoice on time, yeah, okay. Then Cassandra kind of love him or said like ship so fast that it might be the next day service. Yeah, it can happen like that when you're shipping that fast. I try to get mine out because some of you, you know, if you're shipping fast and you're replenishing your inventory fast, then you got to get it out fast. So, you know, everybody that's paying ahead of time with me, and most of my people do anyway. I have a rare occasions where, you know, I have to push things to the left or right.
I should so fast it might be next day service.
But I'm telling you, I appreciate you guys that are doing that. So I want you guys to understand that too. I appreciate how fast you guys are paying and what you guys are doing. Okay. This is not pinpointing anybody, and I'm not, please don't do me wrong now and say, I'm trying to tell you what to do with your business. No, I want to support your business, and I want your policies to stand up along with mine. And at the end, I want to make sure everybody is successful. Okay. Now with the flyers. Okay. Listen, I know I've covered this before, okay? We have a flyer factory from Miss Coleman does, right? It's $8 a flyer, okay? Now, you guys know the new policy that I just put out. If you do not have your flyer in, by the time it's time for you to go live, you're not receiving rights.
No, this is 24 hours before.
Yeah, 24 hours.
Like a day before. That night, before midnight.
If we going
send
in,
your flyers in.
If we going into that next day and you already got to go live that day and we're already after the midnight, the night before, then you're not getting rights until that flyer. We have that flyer. We need that flyer ahead of time. It has to do with your promotion. They hit the laptop for me. So
I'm preparing. What I'm doing is basically also, if anything, I forgot to say this. If you want to book a live, if you want to know if a slot is available, if you anything that has to do with the calendar, reach out to the admin expert Latoya Coleman. She does calendar only. Like she not only, but she is responsible for the whole calendar. She does the lineup. She added flyers. She makes sure that everything is basically in sync. She does the times on the calendar. So the best bet for you, if you want to know anything about lives, reach out to Latoya Coleman, and she will let you know everything that you need to know. If you say, hey, I would like to book this and I have problems booking, she will help you or book for you. You know what I'm saying? So reach out to Latoya Coleman. Anything with lives, anything with calendar, anything with bookings, she is the go-to. Also, Latoya does flyers. So, and the reason why we're talking about flyers right now is I had a situation that a seller tagged me in her post that she posted on her page, and she said, here's my flyer for tomorrow. So I said, wow. I said, no, send me the flyer. So she didn't send me the flyer. She said, I sent you the flyer. This is my flyer. No, this is not a flyer. This is a post. So if you post it and you tag me in your post, this is not a flyer. I need a physical flyer sent to my inbox or to Latoya. And so flyers you can send either to me or to Latoya. It doesn't matter. It end up either or with the right person. But you need to send that flyer that you create, and the best way to create a flyer is on Canva. So download Canva, and I always encourage everybody to do that. Download Canva, play with it, sit down, find yourself a nice picture that you want to use, you know, with your nice colors on it that you prefer, and then start playing with it, because that's how we all learn. We all learn with playing with it. If you don't want to do this, or if that is too much for you to do it, reach out to Miss Latoya. She charges, I believe, $8 if I'm correct on that, and she make you a very nice flyer.
She's got a flyer posted with that.
And you can use this flyer over and over and over, right? The only thing what you have to put in is the date, or you say, hey, this is my flyer for tomorrow, and you use the same flyer. It's fine with me too. But again, a correct flyer has date on it, your business name on it, on what platform are you going to, the time that you're going on, and then also don't forget to put on the flyer, what are you selling? Are you selling jewelry? Are you selling clothes? Are you selling shoes? Are you selling books, purses? Whatever you have, put on the flyer, because the people will read it. And don't forget, I post your flyer in the lineup. That's why it's so important, because that's your advertisement. Okay? Yes, you can use also Chat GPT. That's right. You can. There's many ways how to create a flyer. Okay, and trust me, we don't want to come up on $8 to make a flyer for you, because that's work for us, right?
But it is a standard.
So we offer this as the last source if you just cannot come up with one. And then I had the answer to that. I don't want to spend $8 and give this to a person to make a flyer for me if I can just screenshot my post. No. The answer is no. This is not professional. If you want to be a professional seller, then you need to learn how to make a professional flyer, because your flyer is your advertisement for your business, not for me, for you. So, and I'm saying this again, this is not, we all had to learn this. It doesn't matter if you're 20, 30, 50, 60, 80. We all have to learn this. I had to learn this too. Did I wanted to mess with this and have Canva on and sit all day and try to figure stuff out? No, I didn't, but I had to, and I figured out it helped me a lot. Because this one flyer you can post on your page, you can post on you can post this flyer in everybody's inbox. You can message everyone, put the flyer in people's inbox to your shoppers and be like, hey, I'm going live at this time on this platform, and it don't have to be on Purple Passions. You can go on any platform with the same flyer, right? Just do it to your likings, and you're gonna have it nice. And this is important for your business again. So If you don't want to make a flyer, reach out to Latoya. Latoya offers the flyer service. She has a flyer factory for Purple Passions, okay? She can make you a flyer. It's not that hard.
Okay. So, I'm gonna touch back on the shipping after I make my comment on this. So, the flyer situation is very simple for me, okay? It just has to deal with your promotion, and it has to deal with, you know, how we're running our platform. We want everybody to have in their flyers so that you can get the best promotion, okay? I'm not a reseller. I have 2 homes full of clothes, shoes, and handbags. Who would I contact to get them sold?
Us.
Purple Patch Boutique, Miss Smith.
Yes, honey.
But no, what I'm saying is that it's important that flyer is done a certain way, okay? A post is just not the standard. And I think one of the things that bothered me about that situation was they were like, well, that's how you do on your platform. And then I said to myself,
wait a minute. And to the Annette Smith, what she put here in the post, you can utilize, if you want, Miss Annette, you can put all your items in the picture wardrobe and sell it in the picture wardrobe. Take pictures of it, put it in the picture wardrobe, and sell it.
And matter of fact, Miss Smith, you need to contact Miss Tanya Alicia on that, because she's got a program that she's starting up this year, and it's going to facilitate what you just said. So that's going to be your POC, your point of contact, Miss Tanya Alicia. Miss Tanya Alicia, if you're there, I want you. She's one of my day one shoppers. Miss Smith, I want you to get with her offline if you can. For what we discussed, okay?
Yes, honey, Miss Steph.
And what I will say, what I feel like it's a learning curve, right? Sometimes that you got to understand that for elderly people, they don't always want to learn this and learn anything new. They're still used to sending postcards, writing letters in the mail, all that good stuff, okay? And I know that stuff too, because my start in the military, we were still shining boots. We were still doing that, okay? You know, now they don't do none of that, but that's what we were doing when I started. So what I'm saying is that it's a learning curve, and a lot of people don't want to sit down and take that time to learn because they feel like it's so much anxiety, it's so much stress, there's so much going on, okay? So the biggest thing with that is that it's actually very simple, right? And I've even went to the point I said, okay, look, if it's that much anxiety, contact me and I sit down and I'll go through it with you. However much time it takes, I'm willing to do that just to go through it with you. And I really don't have the time, but in order to see successful, I'm willing to dedicate some time to helping you get to that process, okay? But understand that it's a standard. If I hold everybody to that standard on my platform by policy, then you have to do the same thing too. There is no other way around that. If I bend to break that policy, that means that I'm going to be putting in some elbow grease and you are too. And if I got to do that, then we're going to be in this together, right? You're not going to say your name is Bennett and you're not in it. You can say your name is Bennett and you in it to win it, okay? So what I'm saying is that I'm willing to do that to see you be successful. So everybody needs to understand that, okay? A flyer is important. And if you don't know, you know, because, you know, you say $8 is too much. It's really not about $8. I would rather you do your own flyer, right? Because then it's tailored to you. But I want you to also understand that you got so many sellers out there that make great flyers. So reach out to them and say, hey, how do you do your flyer? What are you using? Can you give me tips and tricks? That's the beauty of networking and communicating, right? It's not just about Purple Patch Boutique. It's so many sellers that you can reach out. I know many sellers that make great flyers. So, you know, if you don't know, okay, yeah, reach out to Miss Tana. She's going to be able to help you with that.
I mean, look at the newsbreak flyer for my husband, you know?
Yeah.
Look at that. I just found it somewhere. Yeah, and it just
you guys see that newsbreak flyer? I look like a dark-skinned George Bush, right? You know, so I'm just, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, right?
Completely his
you know,
face,
it's exactly me on there. You know it's me. You see that face, you be like, Mr. Clark's coming on. You know it, right? So what I'm saying is that the flyers are important. It's important to your promotion. Let's do it and get it done, okay? You can use it's so many different apps, you know, videos. You can use CapCut. It's so many different things, okay? Yeah. So get yourself the best promotion you can. In the end, I don't want you saying that you didn't get enough out of Purple Patch Boutique because we're giving you the gift. We're giving you the W's and we're telling you how to do it, if not doing it for you. We're giving you that crisp sheet to say this is all you got to do to be successful. Right. No reason why you can't, right? So now back to what Miss Shaquelle, and they said with shipping, Miss Shaquelle's right. from UPS and USPS. USPS is going to be it's going to be more expensive here from Milwaukee. It's more expensive than it is at UPS, but UPS is also going to be the one. They say they're going to take 70 pounds when they come to your house. You're going to pay $4.99 to $6.99, okay, for that pickup. They take up to 70 pounds worth of packages. They're going to move a little bit quicker because that's how the status is here, and they're a little bit cheaper on the price than Ground Advantage at USPS, okay? But what I've noticed is that when you're close, it's getting there probably in a day or two, depending on how fast you ship. Sometimes we're getting in papers, we're shipping out that same day because they may come late when we have a whole bunch of packages that need to move. So we're able to slide some of those in, okay? So
I must
and play around and see what best fits you and have freedom. And I must say, Tanya Alicia's been selling on your platform. I enjoyed myself here. I'm so glad she put me on this platform. You guys are always supporting your sellers and making sure. And
everyone is good. I'm thinking about coming back myself and sell. Yeah. And it would definitely be on this platform. Yes, honey. Yes.
Amen. Thank you. You know what, Miss Tanya Alicia is one of our biggest sweethearts on here. You know, very professional and has a lot of knowledge. You know, and that's what I want to surround myself with, those type of people, because they fit, and I'm learning too. You know, she's
and for business.
Miss Coleman too.
Yes. And for business, again, this is not a playground where you just come and you talk. That's what I always say. When we go in live, we're not going live to entertain everybody. The reason why we paying for lives and going on platforms is to make money. Okay? So and this is the main thing why people are going live. They don't go live to talk about the weather. They don't go live to talk about what the president say, you know, etc., etc. We can have small talks in our lives, but the main reason why our sellers are going live on our platform, on any platform period, is to make money. Because they want to make money. They want to sell their items and make money. So and the shoppers should come for the same reason, is they want to shop. You know, they want to have nice items. They look at the items, be like, oh yeah, I want to have this. That would be so great, you know, and on me. And if you're a professional seller and you have a professional business, then this is something totally different than when you have somebody, then the person only want to make a couple bucks in their pockets.
Well, I mean, you're right. It is about money. Let's tell the truth now, right?
Yeah, that's the truth.
Okay. So let's go back to the 80s and 90s, right? Let's go back to let's go back from 2005 on back, right? You remember we were wearing hand-me-downs. You were just donating stuff to Salvation Army, all these different places, right? There was no place where you could, you know, for the money you spent on the clothes, you either handed it down or you donated, right? There was no place where you could actually get online, because we didn't even have email yet. We didn't even have, Microsoft wasn't up and running yet, right? So there was no way for you to video and sell those items and put a little money back in your pocket. So I want you to go back to that time and imagine half of that stuff, you know, 50% of that stuff that you donated, if you could have sold, where that money would be in your pocket. You could have fixed a lot of issues that you had, because back then $20 was a lot. Gas was like 79 cents, right? So, you know, $20 is still a lot. But what I'm saying is that you could get a value meal supersize from McDonald's for what, about $5.12, right? So I'm taking you guys back, right? If you could have done what you're doing now, then that would have been a lot of money in your pocket, right? So let's be honest. We're here to sell. We're here to make money. So we're not here to entertain, as far as like be a clown and talk about all this different stuff, but we're here to entertain you with the items that we have that may be valuable for you. Okay. So I want you guys to always keep that energy and that positivity, to understand that. Okay. You know, and do it. I didn't mean to cut you off, babe, but I just want to make that point and let them know that when you know, back in the day, this would have been a bigger value for us. Okay.
I mean, this is the same way when you think about people doing yard sales, right? They open up their garages, they're going outside.
Right.
And these are not professional sellers. These are just sellers that say, I want to sell out of my closet, right? Or and you have sellers like this too. They say, my closet is full. Like Miss Annette, for example, what she just said. She said, my closet is full. I need to get my stuff out somehow. What am I going to do? So people would do, back in the days, yard sales and so ever, whatever. But now we have the option basically to go online and to sell out, even if you're not professional, to sell your items online, you know, and get it out. So that's the beauty of the internet. But to be professional, this is something totally different, because this is for this is a seller that does it constantly, every day, every 2 days, every 3 days. This is a professional seller.
Right.
But to be professional, it's not only selling, it's also shipping on time. It's also informing the shopper, hey, your shipment is on the way, if you don't have it already set up that way. You know, communication, label printing, you know, to have the right equipment to go live and to do all this. So this is way much more to it.
Transparency and availability.
Yeah, than just selling. You know, people always picture about, oh, I want to sell.
Right.
Then I hear people saying, I want to have an LLC. Don't worry about no LLC. Worry first about whether you're selling or not selling. Because you can be, I have sellers on the platform I'm trying to train for the longest. They have 3 people on, and they stay on, or they was staying on for 90 minutes selling 1 or 2 items. Now this is a problem, because why is it that way? You know, we have to work on this. But when you're not willing to work and look up your videos on your own, that's what I always say, sit down and look at your own videos. What do you think you can do better? Okay, check your videos, check your entire life that you made for the hour or for 90 minutes. Sit down and look. And be like, oh, and sit down the next day when you have breakfast, you know, drink your coffee and look at your video, and they'll be like, oh man, I shouldn't have wore this. I should have said this better, you know. My camera wasn't the right angle, you know. My light was messed up. I see now it was blurry. They couldn't really see my items, you know. Certain things that you can already pay attention on your own, you know, without somebody even telling you this. It's when you watch your own videos.
Right. And that's just called critiquing yourself, wanting to get better, and taking care of the things you got to take care of, right? So you guys are doing the most now. Now I got, you know what I mean? Yeah, you don't need an LC to do the job. And then you got this, I'm bald-headed, so I'm paying for my hair and turbans. And then excuse the typo, people jumping from caskets. But y'all doing the most. I love you guys. You guys doing the most, right? You guys make this happen. You guys make this live, right?
I'm from Living Dead.
Look, listen. So I want to tell you guys one other thing, right?
She's not bald-headed. I saw her hair. She's lying.
When, like my wife said, those are criteria. It's not just selling. It's about everything that comes with it. Okay. Well, I had another point to make, and did I write it down? Hold on, Queens. Let me look at my phone. I had something I wrote down.
Uh-oh. Our timer kicking in.
Yeah, it is. No, that's the part-time amnesia, right?
Part-time amnesia.
The part-time amnesia is what I say, right? So, I just want, for 2026, right? Let's stay out of the drama, okay? If we've got things that we need to say to each other, let's go ahead and say them, but say it in a nice and courteous way. One of the things I want to say when I talk about courteous, all right? Listen, for 2026, I don't want to see, if you see somebody trying to claim something, okay? Do not jump over there when they ask about something that's been in the live the whole time and you didn't care about that item, and then when they're trying to get the number, then before the number comes in, you claim it. That is absolutely wrong. When you see somebody put a typo for an item and then all of a sudden the seller's like, hey, you need to change this typo in this or change this claim number in here, then you go and claim all that person's stuff. The only thing Mr. Clark does, when I see that, I look at you and I'm like, you've got terrible character for me. That's the only thing I say to myself, because, like I said, it's about tact and it's about being courteous. And you can have buyer shopper courtesy. You can have a disagreement with Mr. Clark, but still show respect. Even enemies can show respect. Okay, so these values that we put out, courteous, decency, and all that stuff. Boom. And I will say this too. Don't be trying to outsell us like they're not shipping your packages in the middle of their lives. You're saying, hey, you've been in a live show for 50 minutes, and all of a sudden when it comes down to close, you want to say, hey, I didn't get my package for you. So I don't know what amnesia you got, right? But I'm sorry. I don't know what amnesia you got, right? But it's wrong, okay? That just looks a certain type of way, right? And perception is everything. It looks like you're trying to out that person, okay? You guys know one thing with me. you guys are going to get your packages. And if you're not, then I'm going to be down at my post office. I'm going to be calling it. If you call down to my post office right here in Milwaukee at Parkline, they're going to say, do you know the guy with the purple packages? They're going to tell you my name and my address because they know me.
No,
okay?
They know me.
You know, they know my wife, right? They know me. So that's how much of a report that I have. So if you're missing anything or something's not going right, let me know and I'm going to track it, okay? But I promise you, you're going to get your package and you're getting packages. And it'd be those same ones that complain, right? That did either check their mailbox or when it does arrive, then they don't want to say nothing that it arrived. So now I'm sending a message like, hey, did you get your package? Oh, yeah, it arrived today. And I'm in my mind, I'm like, I know it arrived today. You could at least told me that because you was over there blowing up my phone, making it seem like I wasn't sending your package, right? Don't do that because that's not cool, okay?
I saw many times, not only in my life, but I saw it also in other people's lives. And this is for the shoppers too. This is for not only this, because resellers like to do that too, but also shoppers like to do that. Do not message in the person's life, do not go in the person's life and be like, hey, where's my package?
Right.
I didn't receive my package. This is absolutely unprofessional. You have a messenger that for it. So reach out in private to that seller and be like, hey, can you please tell me where my package is because I cannot locate it. Can you send me tracking or can you track it for me or whatever? Do not do this in the person's life. This is not nice because I can assure you, everybody who is going live on Purple Passions Boutique, and I would say 99.9%, okay, of all sellers that going live on Purple Passions Boutique, they all sending out your packages.
She's sending out packages, yep.
Okay, -6, send the blanket.
-6?
Robin.
When I was showing that, I was thinking about that too.
She just messaged me.
I was thinking about that too.
So don't do that, okay? Be professional. Go in the messenger and message that person private, because what you will create is you create a bad situation for that reseller because she's on her live showing items and you be like, hey, I didn't receive my package. Where's my package? You didn't send tracking number. You didn't do all this. And I saw this in a person's life and I was like, wow, why is she doing this now? You could have waited.
Well, they did it in Miss Tanya Alicia's live, and then I jumped in and I said that's unprofessional. That's not courtesy or decency. That seller is available all the time. You could have sent a message to him if it was that important. But Miss Tanya Alicia being how does she addressed it right there in the middle of her live and squared it away. Somebody did us like that last live too, and then we got offline that happened. I'm like, look, you've been one of my day one shoppers from day one. When have you not gotten a package from me? You know I'm just shipping your packages. If there's an issue with your package, let me know. I'm going to address it. I'm going to get with you, and I'm going to square that away.
If I don't have any money to shop with, I'm not going to shop. Yes, absolutely. And that's the next thing. If you know that you don't have right now money, and we all come in this situation, that we are tight on certain months, on certain situations, they would be like, hey, I'm going to sit out because I cannot shop. You doing that seller actually a favor instead of claiming items and then afterwards coming and say, hey, I have a payment problem. Can you wait 3 weeks? Nobody wants to do that, okay? Nobody is happy about waiting 3 weeks.
Okay, how you doing, Miss Glover? Then I got Miss Carter. She said you reach out to the seller on Messenger and they still won't answer your question. Okay, and then myself, Valette said they do me like that all the time. So let me explain this to you, Miss Carter. That means that if that seller is not answering your question, that's called seller ghosting. Okay? That's what that's called. It's called seller ghosting because the seller is privy to, they have to answer your question if you got a question about something. Okay? Now, if they don't want to answer, they should be giving you a reference you to where you can find that answer, but still that communication should still be there. Okay? So if a seller's not answering the question, it's called seller ghosting. It's actual rule of thumb. A lot of people don't understand that, but it is that way. That's where you get seller ghosting from. You get ghosting from that non-contact. And if you do have contact and they still don't pay, then you've got a non-payer, okay? A non-payer and a ghost is not two different things. And if any of you guys need that information, I'm free to send you my information so that you can understand what that's like going forward, okay? But what I say is part of the seller's responsibility is not just to sell items. You heard me mention earlier transparency and availability, okay? So you're not going to be available every time that shopper needs you, but you need to find that time to be available to answer a question. You need to be transparent about your answers, why your answer is this way, so that way it doesn't come in a conflict. Policy is there to protect, but policy actually comes from when you have dynamic situations and you realize that you have the community upset. It's something that's affected your business, and you come in and you sit down with your team and say, what do you guys think about this? Let's put together a policy in order to protect ourselves, but to also protect our sellers and shoppers so that everybody's beneficial, so that everybody's state of mind and state of prowess and state of business is still functioning in the right direction, okay? So that is why you have policy, okay? So I don't never worry about what people say because I stand on policy. Everybody's business is standing on policy and stands on policy. That's why they say, I'm shipping this, I'm canceling invoice. That's why, because that's their policy. And everybody has to adhere to that, you know? Address it. Don't be afraid to address it, okay? So that's very, very important. But so in our community, I want you guys to understand that we have shoppers that are saying they're not getting questions, answers from sellers. I'm not saying it's true or it's not, but what I say is one country mentioned it, it happened somewhere. So I ask all my sellers, if your shoppers are asking you questions, be courteous and answer the question if you can, please. So that way we can keep that communication flowing, okay? And also, shoppers, make sure that question hasn't been answered already too. Make sure that when you're following that seller, go to their page, see what their policies are, see what they have going on, okay? Don't make that your favorite shopper because you came on and you like it and you don't know anything about it, okay? As much as I tell my sellers to watch their own lives and to know what platform they're going live on, I need my shoppers to know what seller they're following and to know about their seller so that way they can build that trust, okay? Because this business is built on trust, and trust erosion is the biggest thing that makes you lose customers, okay? So I want you guys to understand that.
So with that said, don't forget, ladies, all the speed pops, all the marathons in January are going to be free.
All marathons and speed pops are free in January.
All marathons are free in January on Purple Passions Boutique. Single life sales, $2.26, $2.26 only in January. It's my birthday month, so I'm trying to give back to our community. If you want to book 11 lives, there's a special bundle that we have, 11 lives for $20.26. That's all I'm saying. I wish everyone a beautiful Sunday.
I got one more thing. I didn't forget about your comment, Miss Annette. Miss Annette said that she's left lives because when she was trying to figure out, Miss Annette is older, trying to figure out what an item was in the back and nobody was concerned about. They jumped in and then they took an item, okay? So I want you guys to understand that for the older population, they have a different sense of legitimacy and respect, okay? So no matter how you think of it that way, you're dealing with different demographics. So that's that word again, demographics, and different populations of people, okay? So you got to understand that they have a different way of thinking. They have a different way of that they think about money. They have a different process of how they go about taking care of bills and stuff too. So know your demographics and know your clients, like Miss Tanya Alicia said. She's left live shows because of this, okay? And the reason why Mr. Clark deals with everybody, because my masters, the 4 masters that I have, is into social services, which I'm working on my doctorates now, okay? So, you know, we have to care a little bit more and understand a little bit more. So in social service, I just can't make it run and say that everything is about that person's entitlement to their selfless service. And I'm there to facilitate that. So I like to find out what's going on. And plus it informs me for the future and it helps me figure out what's going on, okay? So, oh Lord, all these Capricorns in here. Oh man, y'all leave with those horns. Y'all, you try to be dominant. You know, I'm a Libra. Libras is not having it. We are the balance. We are the justice, okay?
Yes, so, Mr. January 16th.
we Libras is not having it, okay? But you know, our Libras love those Capricorns though, don't we?
Yes, honey.
But no, just so you guys know, just I want you guys to have a great 2026.
Capricorn here, the 10th.
Yeah, yes, I should have known. You a spicy one.
But you know what's worse on this whole thing? My admin expert, Latoya, she is a Scorpio.
Yeah, my admin expert is a Scorpio.
She is, oh my God, you don't want to get it with her.
Yeah, she's a Scorpio. You know, them Scorpions, you know what I'm saying? They sting. They stay coiled up, right? Because, you know, in Iraq, they fight those with camel spiders, right? They fight them. But, you know, they be real small. And the, oh Lord, Miss Kaplan too. Oh Lord, Miss Gordon too.
New Year's Eve.
Oh Lord. Those scorpions stay like this, then all of a sudden they fold out and that thing come out, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, they'll sting you. You know, we the best. Okay, DJ Khaled.
That's right.
But
Miss Beth, January 13th.
Yes, honey, yes.
You got the 13th.
All right. Now go ahead and drop it in the chat. My husband is a Scorpio. The Scorpios think they slick, right? They play everything cool, so they try to sting you. But that Capricorn, they say that Capricorn walk up the side of that mountain.
Miss Marcella. Oh, wow. Yep.
Yeah.
But you know what? Scorpio and Capricorn actually get also very good along.
They do. Scorpio and Capricorn do.
Because my in my family I had 3 Scorpios, male Scorpios, and we went, you know, always good together. So yeah. So but Libra is even. So my husband is Libra. He's very, very even. He never gets mad. He's always calm. When I get mad, he always calms me down. He'd be like, nothing is so serious. And I'd be like raging. And he'd be like, it's okay.
Camel spider, yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, camel spider. Look it up. They look terrible. It's just the worst looking spider you could ever see. But they fight those in Iraq with scorpions. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Danielle, she's also Capricorn then, because she's in New Year's Eve then.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. My son is a January 7th, baby. Yeah. My nephew is too. He's a Capricorn.
My son is also Capricorn. Yes, honey.
Yep, my son is Capricorn too. Matter of fact, my father and my son have the same birthday, and they're both Capricorns. They're both Capricorns. So, you know, and then my other one is Capricorn, Judo, my wife. So, you know, but a Capricorn marathon. Here we go. You know what? What they say Capricorns get their job done, though. You know, they say that they're always very successful because they're very, very determined and strong-willed, you know. So, you know, and I do believe that, you know. But like I said, this is our first one for this year, right? Our first number for this year and many more. Listen, if any of you guys, again, I'm opening up the door. If any one of you guys want to come in, and I'm going to call you while we're on this live, and you got something that you want to address to the community or say, let me know, and I will bring you in. LaToya, I know I was supposed to do that today, but I apologize. You know, we had to set this up last time or next time, okay? You guys come in and be a part of the community and talk too. It's just not just my show. The news is the news. The news is for everybody to you know, hear something from. It may open up your peak interest on something that you weren't thinking about, okay? So, you know, it's the, I'm the best sign, big Cancer. We got Taurus, a bull. Yeah, those bulls, they're very stubborn.
Show the blank. So -6 shows. So Robin, -6, she sent me the blanket.
So this is what -6, I don't know if you guys remember, she used to be our admin, and then she had a lot of health issues that were going on. So she was unable to stay with us, but we're still in contact with her. But this is what she sent for our Popeye that we just lost. So I want to show this again. This is what she showed.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you so much, Robin. So, yeah, that was nice of her. This is a big blanket.
Robin is always putting together beautiful things for us in the gift shop, okay? So...
Yes, we miss Robin a lot.
She's still functioning. You know, we love Robin. Like I said, I've known Robin... Like her children are grown now. All of her last child is grown. But I've known her son. I've known her son V, and I think V's like 18, 19 now, I think.
Yeah.
And I've known him since I think he was like 8 or 9 or something like that.
Yes.
So, and I know her husband. I know her, and she's just a great individual. She's always sending us something, you know, that you know, makes us smile, makes us think, you know. So, you know, we'll be glad when we bring her back, and she will return. You know, thanks for being here, Robin.
Robin is taking care of her family right now and of her mother. We're sending prayers out to her mother still. You know, she was in the hospital, and Robin is having a lot. You know, Robin is
one of those people. She's like a mother hen. She's taking care of everybody. You know, herself. You know, at her age, at her time, she's making sure everybody's taken care of. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, he turned 19 yesterday. Okay.
Wow.
Yep. See, that's her son V. You know, I remember when he was just so little. Now he just turned 19 and he's tall. Her son, oh my God, he's tall, right? Yeah. So,
But thank you so much, Robin, for the
Robin.
blanket. Like I said, when in the beginning of the news break, I opened it up. I didn't know what it was, and I started crying. And there was two people that came into my mind. There was you or Trisha, because Trisha is
Also, I forgot too, Miss Tanya Alicia. I want to tell you too, that broke us down too. That video call you gave us to check on us, and that was phenomenal. Miss Coleman, all the checks you gave us, during that process. Thank you so much. Miss Tanya Alicia gave us a video call, and it was great. We got to see some of the faces of some of our sellers, that's on our platform. That were there in that video with her, right?
Danielle was there.
Danielle was there.
Janelle Roby and Solo.
Janelle Roby and Solo.
The Butterfly Den.
The Butterfly Den. Miss Tammy was there, and she was there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she said V6'2". Yeah. It's a V6'2". They were all there in this video, and they just wanted to check on us and say hello. I appreciate that 1,000% because we needed that. It was unexpected, so...
I look
those
like
things,
and I apologize because in this video when I looked in the camera I looked like a dead person because I was looking like TLC.
Was
shocked.
You were looking like TLC. I don't want no scrubs, right?
I was bad.
Right. So I appreciate that, right? Because that meant a lot to us. We just hard times don't last is what I always say. Only tough people do. You know. So I just want to say thank you, Robin, for that. Thank you for checking on us because it was just a hard one, and, I just say, I just say one thing, he just, our animal just never complained. And that's the thing that hurt us the most. He never complained. Not one time. Yeah. He got up and did his job every day, and, I can't ask for more character than that, for an animal, so, I appreciate that. Toya was calling us every hour on the hour, so on top of doing her job. So, and I don't even think she slept that first 36 hours, because she was trying to do everything. So, like I said, I can appreciate that dedication to the business, because it wouldn't have functioned. We wouldn't have made it to today if it wouldn't been for our admin expert. So, I appreciate that,
Yeah, we love you guys too. We love you guys so much.
We're going to move forward past Tina Freeman. We're going to move forward into 2026. It's still the new year. We've got a long year ahead of us, okay? We've got a lot of things to accomplish. So blessings to all of you, successes to all of you, abundance and prosperity. And guess what? We're going to get there. We're going to get there together holding hands. And if I got to grab all of you and pull you, then I'm going to pull all of you all the way through this year too, okay? So pets are our family. They're our babies. Thank you guys for your input. If you want to be part of this news break, you want to get in here, you got some things to say. Or if you want the news break to be on you, you let Mr. Clark know. I'm all for it, okay?
Yes.
If you need any information, hit me offline. I give you whatever information you need. Frameworks, policy, procedure, protocol. What is this? What is this question? Open door, whatever it is. Feel free to reach out to me, okay? And Trisha, I want to say too, Trisha was actually there too. I want to say that because Trisha was giving us all kinds of advice, input from everything. And I didn't even know she knew so much in there, but that girl is a smart one too, so, I want you guys to understand Trisha's still there too in the background, running around too, doing a lot of things. So thank you guys so much, for being the best part.
Trisha is responsible for the VIP page.
Oh, that's right.
I made her the admin of the VIP, so she's basically taking care of the VIP page. She's
so your admin expert of the VIP page is going to be Trisha Michael.
Yes.
I forgot we did this the other day. Actually, that was my decision the other day. I've worked hand and foot with Trisha a long time ago. So if I told you me and Trisha's and my wife starts, you'll be shocked, okay? But one day I had to sit you down and tell you guys the story of how we started, what we started with, and how we came to even here. And it's going to be an amazing story. But Trisha's in charge of that group now. You have my mother that's running that prayer group right now. You got my admin expert that's tapping in on the main business page and everything else too.
And if you have any books for sale that you want to sell, take pictures, send it to me, and I'm gonna post it on the book bazaar with your information on it. Mm-hmm. So I would be more than happy if we can get the book bazaar going a little bit.
Right.
Because it's kind of dead, and I think books are amazing. They are great because knowledge is in books. Okay. So if you have any books that you think you read already 20 times and you don't want to see it anymore and you want to sell it, put it in my inbox and I will post it.
Yep, I have one of my goals this year is to read 12 books this year, okay? A book every month.
Yeah.
And I always tell my son that if you want to hide something from a person, you put it in a book because people don't read anymore, okay? So let's make sure if we read. Also, Queens, last point.
But I also want to say something to that book. It is very different to read a book than when you read it on a tablet or on Kindle or on a phone, okay? Because that feeling how to switch the paper over. That's why I miss reading newspapers, actually, because I used to love reading newspapers.
Yeah, newspapers.
They have that smell to it, and make that crunchy noise, when you flip it over. You can read it with your finger, and when you're done reading the newspaper, you always have ink on your fingers, and I just miss that. So
I used to have a paper route back in the day, a couple of them back in the day. That's what we did for money. I want to say, too, that I'm a newbie to this platform, but not to go on live. I must say your platform has my attention. I love the way you conduct business. Thank you, Miss Drennan. I remember our training session. Miss Drennan can sing, too. Miss Drennan can sing. Listen, right? She being sweet right now, but Miss Drennan can sing. She can sing. I'm telling you, but I had a good time when I talked with her. I'm glad you finally made it over, Miss Drennan. I know you had a lot going on, but her lives have been beautiful. She's got a lot of great things. I want you guys to check her out. Give her your support, okay? And we love having you on our platform. So please come back. You guys support. One thing I want to tell you guys, the last thing is that, listen, if you are not feeling well, do not go live, okay?
Yeah, reschedule.
It's okay. I can understand that situation where you're not feeling good, okay?
And rescheduling is not cancellation fee.
Rescheduling is not cancellation fee, okay? I'm talking about those that be like, well, it's only $2.26, so I'm not telling nothing, I'm just not showing, or you decide not to show, no show or nothing, okay? I want you guys to take care of your health, okay? Money can't buy health. You can buy a lot of things in life, but you can't buy health, okay?
And I want to say, Miss Janice just came in. Miss Janice, shout out to you. You're always helping me out if things not working on my end, know. So what I like about the people that are on Purple Passions Boutique and that are close to me also, I want to say is that we can lean on each other. We can reach out to each other and be like, hey, can you help me out with this? Can you help me out with that? And it's working, because we are there for everybody and everybody is there for us. And this is what I like. And this is community love right here.
Miss Janice, when we've had technical failures and stuff on our end, Miss Janice has came in to pick up some of those for us. So I can say, a million blessings and a million shout outs to her too for that. Okay.
Yes. And if you want to go live, check out her page. She has a great page.
Right. Check out her page, okay? Her name is Janice Thundercat, right? And you guys know I love the Thundercats as a cartoon, right? But that's a real Thundercat right there. I think we call her Chitara, right?
Yes.
So,
So before
she can be a little spicy, but she means well, and she's a veteran out there in these streets too, So, I promise you, if you come to her in the right aspect and ask a question or need some knowledge, she'll be the first one to give it to, But everything is about respect.
Robin said, I must say, if y'all...
Yeah, I was going to get that. I must say, Miss -6 said, Robin, she says, I must say, if y'all know someone that cannot read due to vision issues or anything else, please take time to read to them. It's so important to them. Yes, because her mother is having the vision problems, and I actually know her mother. Mother's very intelligent, okay? One of the things that you guys might think this is crazy, but I have these old storybook records, and I introduced those to my son the other day. So I have my son reading the read-along, right? And I got the record playing on a record player.
Like the Gremlins.
Like the Gremlins, Star Wars, stuff like that, because he was just watching the Gremlins the other day. Transformers, Scooby-Doo, all that stuff, right? So
it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, So I have him, on the record player listening to that too. So it's a lot of things we can do,
And he surprisingly liked it. He was like, wow, that's cool.
If you got an old record player and that's something you want us to introduce him to the book bazaar, then let me know.
Yeah.
Because if you got an old record player that's still playing, you can play that for your grandchildren and you can do a read along. And I promise you it'll calm them down before bed. And that could be a lot of things you implement in your home because reading is important. And that's something we want to get back to in 2026, okay?
Yeah.
So I think I've talked you guys' head off. I want to say that we will be live again tonight.
Drop all your businesses in comments.
All your businesses, drop it in the chat.
That we can support each other, you know, with this.
Throw them in the chat.
Every reseller, drop your businesses in comments.
Throw them in the chat.
Throw them in the chat. Strong arming in the chat.
Strong arming in the chat.
Where's
Throw them in
Mr.
the
Kendall?
chat. Where's Mr. Kendall? Mr. Kendall, like I said, it's going to be good to have Mr. Fields in here. I think she said Danny Field.
Yeah.
It's going to be good because Mr. Kendall's the only male seller that we have besides me when I do it from time to time. So it's going to be good to get that male support in there too, okay? If you know any others, bring them in, all right? Drop your business information in the chat. I wish you guys much success and love. Thank you guys so much for being the best part of us. I love you all. You guys have a great day. Stay tuned for our sellers that are coming. We will be on tonight, okay?
We want to see her if they're coming in. So
Heavenly Accessories, Miss Marcella Velez. One business.
Yes. Drop your business in the comments. You can still drop it.
You can still drop it.
Okay. DS, accessories, and things.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go. Number 2.
Number 2.
Let's go. Let's get it, Queens. Let's do it.
Treasure,
triggers, and things.
Yes,
honey.
Thank you for the love. Please keep supporting
the Thrift Force. Yes, honey.
The Thrift Force.
There you go.
Yes.
There we go. Yes.
And book a live on the Thrift Force. If nobody,
you guys can book lives over there on the Thrift Force. Go over there and give us some love.
Yes, give us some love because she has a great platform.
You're gonna get support over the support you get over with us. You're gonna get over there too. We work with that. You know, you can run over the tutus too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't forget we offer training. Miss Coleman's doing training too. So you're gonna get those 2 lives for free there. You get 1 live free with us, okay? So let's network. Let's put it together.
Miss Latoya, she will D&D reset room.
D&D reset room. There you go.
So Latoya, she be doing training soon, and you will get 2 lives on her platform and 1 live on Purple Passions Boutique for free. Okay? Tutu's Blessing Thrift. Yes, that's Tutu's.
Yeah.
Drop your
I want to see you. I want like I said.
Your business.
I want to see you guys. Gay John Glam. There we go. Yep. I want to see.
Yes,
look, I want to see you guys successful. You know, and we're only successful if we do this together. That's the only way we're successful. Okay. It's gonna be good days and bad days, but we got to hold. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's not get involved in drama, and let's move forward.
Like and follow everybody who dropped their business right here, so you know when they come in live. Check them out, you know, support each other. This is what we're doing.
Also, I've gotten a lot of stuff on the inbox, and I don't have anybody, but any of you queens, you veteran queens, is people that's been asking about where can they get their taxes done at as far as thrifting and what do they need to be putting together. So if anybody has any good information for that, you know, be the POC for that. Okay,
right.
Because I don't. The only person I know is Sergeant Anderson, and he's out in the D.C. area. I haven't used him, but I know he's out there with the big guys doing a lot of stuff out there. So I don't know that he would come down to this level, being what his schedule is out there in the Arlington and D.C. area. Okay.
Yeah.
So you know, Heavenly Jewels Boutique. Okay. So.
All right, ladies.
All right.
We want to wish you a great Sunday. I'll be live at 8:15.
Yes, honey.
This
8:15 tonight.
Only for 1 hour.
1 hour.
So please join me if you want. And I have still Yaras to give away.
Yep.
And jewelry to give away.
Pocketbook Yaras.
All kind of stuff.
You guys got rid of all the sequin. So and remember, if you shop with us 2 days ago,
yep,
then that means that whatever you pay for shipping, you're not going to pay on shipping, so you can add to it. You're just going to pay for the items that you acquire today, okay? So make sure you understand that. You will not pay extra for shipping. You're just adding to that invoice. It's all going to go out, okay? So Aramigos Goods and Services, okay?
The Thrift Stores, yes.
Yeah. All right, yeah. So that's all I got.
That's all I got, too.
You guys got anything for me?
Any questions? Strong arming in the chat.
Any concerns? You know, strong arming in the chat.
That's right.
I'm like a tax preparer for 30 years. Okay. So you guys see, you said, okay, so you got Thundercat right there, right?
No, no Purple Yara right now.
I don't have no Purple Yara right now. I'm trying to get my hand. I got some orders and stuff coming in. It's just it's holidays, everything is backed up, especially here in Milwaukee.
Janice
Thundercat Button says, I am a tax preparer for 30 years, okay? So that's an option for any of you queens, okay? That's an option.
All right. I love you all. Take care. Watch out for the next one who's coming on. What is the next one? Latoya, when is the next?
Who's the next one?
4:45, Miss Peggy Moore.
Miss Peggy Moore, 445, okay? So make
Yes.
sure we come in and give her that support on this beautiful Sunday. All y'all, if you got any children, they're going back to school tomorrow, right? You guys happy too, aren't you? That Christmas break is over, they're going back to school, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, honey. Can't wait for my son to go to school. He's been home with me too long. Time to go to school.
That's
Go
right.
get your education. Not education, edumacation.
Reading, writing, arithmetic.
Yep, reading, writing, arithmetic, the 3 R's, right?
That's right.
All right.
Happy Sunday, everybody.
Happy Sunday, you
Till
guys.
later.
Until next time.
Bye-bye.
Double kisses. Mwah.